everyone to ProPersonify with Bhakti. In this video today, we're going to be discussing about a few questions that I always had on my mind as a child. Who was Santa Claus? Why do we always hang stockings on the Christmas Eve? And did he ever really exist? If he did, what was his name? Then why did his name change to Santa Claus? And so on. As a child, I had so many questions in my mind. Also, I was keen about receiving the surprise gifts that were very popular about Santa Claus. So let's get answers to all these questions today. And for that, you guys stay hooked to the video until the end of it. So the story goes like this. There was this Saint Nicholas who was born in the 4th century, and he lived in this small town of Myra in the Minor Asia, which is now known as Turkey. Saint Nicholas was a very rich man, and that was because his parents died quite early and left him a lot of money. But Saint Nicholas was a very kind man, and he loved helping people. He was really kind at heart. He could not see people in distress. He could not see people in trouble. He liked to deliver secret gifts, especially to children, to make them happy suddenly. I mean, who wouldn't love surprise gifts? I love surprise gifts. You guys love surprise gifts, I'm sure. So there's a very famous story about him, and it goes like this. So in the small town of Myra, there was an old farmer who had 3 daughters. Now, he couldn't get his daughters married because he did not have enough money to pay dowry. Dowry is something, it's a money, it's an amount of cash to be paid to the bridegroom's family by the bride's father. So he did not have enough money to pay as dowry for his daughters, and hence his daughters could not get married. So he was pretty worried. He always used to be worried about his daughters. Now, Nicholas knew about this, and he decided to help this farmer. So one night, Nicholas secretly he climbed on the top of the roof, and he dropped a bag full of gold down the chimney. Now, during those days, the ladies in the olden days used to wear stockings. So those daughters used to hang those stockings by the fireplace for them to dry quickly. So coincidentally, the bag of gold fell into one of the stocking of the daughters, and early in the morning when she woke up to see this surprising gift, a bag full of gold in her stocking. That was a huge surprise. Now they had enough money to pay for her dowry, and luckily she could get married. Again, when the time of the second daughter's marriage arrived, again they got the same surprise. They got a bag full of gold, which was again dropped into the stocking because it was their regular habit to hang those stockings by the fireplace. So again the bag of gold fell into the stockings, and he could get his second daughter married as well. Now the father was although happy, he really got inquisitive. Who was the man who helped them secretly? So he hid behind the fireplace every evening to catch hold of the man who actually helped them, until he caught hold of Nicholas, who dropped another bag of gold down the chimney. So he spoke to Nicholas, and he really thanked him from the heart. But Nicholas pleaded him not to tell anyone that it was Nicholas who dropped the bag of gold. But soon, because Nicholas used to deliver these secret gifts to most of the people in the village, he became pretty famous and well known in that area. People used to expect secret gifts, and whoever ever got any secret gift from anyone, it was assumed to be by Nicholas. He was very good at hiding and delivering the gifts pretty secretly, so no one even actually could see him delivering the gifts, but they always assumed that it was Nicholas who used to deliver the gifts, because not many people were rich in the town, rich in that small town, and Nicholas was. And even if they were rich, they were not kind enough as Saint Nicholas. So he was declared as a saint and was pretty well known for his kind acts. Now, over a period of time, Saint Nicholas was well, okay, there's another story. He was assumed as sailor's god as well, because once a group of sailors were set for their voyage, and they were caught in a drastic storm, and As Nicholas' stories were pretty famous, people actually used to worship him. One of the sailors started praying to Saint Nicholas. So soon they could see Saint Nicholas standing in front of them on the deck, and he calmed the sea. He ordered the sea to be quiet. This is what the story says. He ordered the sea to be quiet, and then those sailors could sail peacefully. So since then, he became a god. He became the god of sailors as well. It is believed and it is heard that the sailors, before setting on for their voyage, would pray to Saint Nicholas to bless for him to bless the sea, to bless the waters, to be calm, and so that they could complete their voyage safely. So over a period of time, Saint Nicholas was well known for his stories, but then for his kindness. But then he was imprisoned by an emperor of that time, and he died in the prison itself. But nobody really knows when exactly he died, though the date is presumed as the 6th of December, and it was observed as the feast day, the Nicholas feast day. So people from different parts of countries uh, loved celebrating Christmas, and they loved giving gifts and secret gifts to their children. So after Nicholas died, his stories were spread far and wide, and people used to deliver the gifts secretly to children and those who were in need. And it was assumed that Saint Nicholas always came secretly to help these people. Now, Saint Nicholas was also called as Father Christmas in a few countries. He was in okay. He was when the Dutch people came and settled there in few of the European countries. They actually started calling him Santa Claus, which is the Dutch form of Saint Nicholas. Santa Claus is now transformed into Santa Claus. This is how the name was derived, and people still believe that he does come through the chimney and helps the needy, and helps those who really expect gifts from him, and pray to him with all their heart. So it is all on our belief whether or not you believe it, but it's always good to hold on to some hope. So hope keeps us alive. That's what we call in Hindi, Ummeed pe duniya kayam hai. So let us all stick on to some hope in life, which really gives us a good reason to be alive and to be hopeful about something, to feel good about something. And you know what, really? I don't know if the Santa Claus really exists or he does not. But I do know that Santa Claus is a feeling. More than a person, more than a deity, he is a feeling which should be present in all our hearts. And as long as we can make someone happy, as long as we can make someone feel good about something, uh, if possible, if as long as we can give gifts secretly to someone, we all have a Santa Claus in our hearts. So let us all pledge to make someone happy every day, or whenever possible, at least not in kind, not in cash, but at least with our words, at least with our kindness. Let's be good to each other, because we have the Santa Claus in our hearts. So that's about it. I hope your questions are sorted by now, which actually I had in mind as a child. And I wish all of you a Merry, Merry Christmas. I wish all of you all the prosperity and love in abundance. And I wish and I pray to God that He grants mercy to all of you. He grants the grace and kindness in the hearts of all of you too, so that you could become Santa Claus for someone. You have a wonderful day ahead. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.